Rosie, and I'm a chocoholic. Now this means that the energy that I'm using to stand here and talk to you today comes from chocolate. And the chocolate, as you just heard, comes from the cocoa bean. And this grows via a process called photosynthesis, which uses energy from the sun and combines water and carbon dioxide to make sugars from which the structure of the plant is made. Now this means that I'm actually using the sun's energy without having to be able to photosynthesize myself. And that's because these sugars and their derivatives are storing chemical energy as a fuel. So this is my fuel, and I can eat it now, or if I'm feeling particularly strong, I could save it till later, which is what I'm going to do. Now, we use fuels for everything. We fuel our cars with petrol, and we fuel our houses with gas, and we power our electrical devices from coal. Now, all of these are fossil fuels. They do all originally get their energy from the sun. Again, via photosynthesis, they create plants, which are then eaten by animals. But then over millions of years, and under temperatures, very high temperatures and very high pressures, they decompose and we get these fossil fuels. However, the millions of years, this very long timescale of production, means that we're using these resources much faster than they can be made. So this means that we need to look for an alternative. Now luckily, we have huge amounts of natural resources on this planet. Again, the sun or the wind. And we can harness these resources using solar-powered panels or wind turbines to create electricity. But the problem with this is that we need to store it. And that's because these natural resources are what we call intermittent. So they only produce electricity when it's sunny or when it's windy. But that's not necessarily when we want to use the electricity. So it would be all right if you wanted to drive your car powered by solar panels at lunchtime in Nairobi, but in the afternoon on a dreary English day, then it would become very difficult. Now, you all know about storing electricity via batteries, and they work really well on a small scale and for short periods of time. But unfortunately, when you start to scale them up, you get some problems, including discharge. And electrical discharge is the equivalent of a sneaky housemate that while I've left my chocolate buttons in the cupboard, they come and sneak one every now and then. And so basically, when I go back to it, there's less energy there than there was when I put it in. Now, an alternative technology is to use this electricity to split water into hydrogen as a fuel, which we can then use in a renewable energy system to power our houses and our cars.